All right, guys, let's get down into it. The nitty gritty of poetry, part 3, which is rhyme. This, of course, is based off this book, Western Wind, by David Mason and John Frederick Nims. This is part 3 in the PowerPoint about this book. All right, so first of all, invective, that's hate poetry. There's an ancient Greek poem called the Epitaph of Nearchos that says, "Rest lightly, O earth, upon this wretched Nearchos, that the dogs may have no trouble in dragging him out." Dante, of course, in Dante's Inferno, he puts a lot of people that he despises in his own life in hell, in one layer or one level of hell or another. And there was one guy, I forget, the guy did something really awful to Dante during life, and Dante said this line to him, which I thought was great. He didn't even want to help him. He said, "In weeping and in grieving, accursed spirit, may you long remain." All right, guys, I think I asked you on the notes to tell me what was the main idea of this sonnet. It's pretty much highlighted for you right there, Lust. Sonnet 129, this is Shakespeare, and this is an example of Shakespeare using invective, which is hate poetry, as he talks about the disgust that goes along with lust. All right, so rhyme is one of those magical devices of sound that poets use to keep their language from being too purely rational. So when Byron writes, "There's not a sea the passenger e'er pukes in that turns up more dangerous breakers than the Euxine," the effect is gone if we read, "There's not a sea the passenger e'er pukes in that turns up more dangerous breakers than the Black Sea." So as you can see, Byron here uses the classical name of the Black Sea, Euxine, to complete the rhyme and thereby complete the magic. So essentially, what rhyme likes to do is to spark a current of thought or emotion between two poles. Now, rhyme is scientifically made up of a sameness plus a difference. The sameness is the fixed element that's represented here by 1. P, no, I'm sorry, O, right? That's the sameness. Sounds coming after the accented vowel sound must be the same. Okay, that's accented vowel sound. P, kn, no, I'm sorry, O. The difference, the variable, that is this part here, the consonant, right? So that's the sameness plus the difference. All right, so there's essentially 2 types of rhyme we're going to talk about. There's off rhyme or slant rhyme. Sometimes it's called imperfect rhyme. And then there's perfect rhyme, okay? So in perfect rhyme, in rhymes with then. In perfect rhyme, June rhymes with moon. In off rhyme or slant rhyme, in rhymes with vain. June rhymes with men. The idea is to present a discordance. Okay? Off rhyme presents a dissonance, a discordance, suggesting that something is irregular and disturbed, has somehow failed or fallen short. So let's look at this poem right here before we get to the reasons for rhyme. It's by Wilfrid Owen, and it's called Arms and the Boy. Let's see if I can find it. Maybe it's in here. I might have to look it up. Huh. You would have thought I would have had it ready for you. Let's see. All right. So if perfect rhyme is just like everything is supposed to be, then off rhyme or slant rhyme, the idea is there's something not right, okay? So check out this poem here. This is one of my favorite poems. Blade and blood, flash and flesh, leads, lads, teeth and death. It's close. The vowel sound is the same. I mean, the consonant sound is the same, but the vowel sound is different, right? So you have a near rhyme. And the idea is something's wrong here, okay? This is one of my favorite line and a halves in all of poetry. Let the boy try along this bayonet blade, how cold steel is, and keen with hunger of blood. So let the boy feel this bayonet blade and feel how cold it is, and is keen with hunger. It means it wants to taste flesh. Bayonet's the thing they put on the end of the rifle. Blue with all malice, like a madman's flash, and thinly drawn with famishing for flesh. Thinly drawn, blue with malice. It's famishing, it's hungry for flesh. Lend him to stroke these blind, blunt bullet leads, which long to nuzzle in the hearts of lads. So let the boy touch these bullets. Or give him cartridges of fine zinc teeth, sharp with the sharpness of grief and death. For his teeth seem for laughing round an apple. There lurk no claws behind his fingers supple, and God will grow no talons at his heels, nor antlers through the thickness of his curls. So guys, something is not right. There's a discordance. You can see something is wrong. This boy is not made for this. This boy's teeth are not made to bite through flesh. They're made to laugh around an apple. You know, arms and the boy. It's kind of a pun, you know, physical arms, but also, you know, weapons. So if we return to the PowerPoint, let's look at the reasons for rhyme. All right, so people like rhyme because people like to see any stunt skillfully performed. There's something called the law of return, and it has to do with rhythm, which we're going to talk about next time. It's better to return to any starting point than not to. Our experience of reality, of course, accustoms us to two corresponding spirits, up, down, in and out, day and night, male and female, all that. The mind is a difference engine. There's something called the naturalness of rhyme, and it's related to the biological concept of bilateral symmetry, which essentially, if you cut something down the middle, you know, it has bilateral symmetry, unless it's just an amorphous blob. At a certain level of complexity, an organism begins to have this bilateral symmetry as its structure. Copulation of sounds. This is an interesting idea. It's the idea that words put next to each other are kind of making love. I don't know, that's kind of a weird way to think about it, but they're kind of borrowing meaning from each other. When two words rhyme, their meanings also interact. Each can take on something of the other word. Any kid knows that rhyming flowers with towers makes a rose all of a sudden a mile high. That's what Jim Hall wrote. And it's true. Rhyme provides structure, scaffolding essentially for your poetry. It's not written yet. You don't have to worry about it. If it rhymes, if it fits, it ships. You know, you can think about it like that. If it rhymes, it's almost like it was meant to be. And people find it fun. Rhyme scheme. All right, this is essentially pretty easy. At the end of each line of poetry, for each sound in the poem, you assign a new letter. Okay, so the first sound is A, the second sound is B, third sound is C. As you can see, we go down the list like that, right? So the first sound, love, that's A. Gout is a new sound, so that's B. Flout is the same as gout, so that's B also. Improve, supposed to rhyme with love, so that's A again. That's how it works. That's rhyme scheme. One thing you need to know is you don't start over with each stanza. You maintain the rhyme, the letter for the sound throughout the poem. In rhyme is rhyme that's at the end of a line, and internal rhyme is rhyming that happens within the line itself. So like in Poe, he liked to do that. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary. So it's not at the end, it's within the middle. All right, guys. So that's rhyme. And if I can figure out how to turn this off, then we'll be good. No? Okay.